Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. Sorry, I said morning, that's because I'm in the UK and it is the morning. But good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Intro to Prospect CRM, the official CRM for Unleashed. As some of you may already know, we are owned by the same company as your Unleashed system, but we've actually worked closely with them, with Unleashed, for a number of years now, and actually share hundreds of customers, hence the natural acquisition of both products by the Access Group. So we're now sitting under the same umbrella. Before we get into the webinar today, it's probably worth introducing myself. So I'm Louise and I'm the sales manager for Prospect CRM. And my team operates from the UK and Australia, making sure we provide the best service in all time zones to our customers. And I've actually worked with Prospect CRM for 12 years now, and I've been lucky enough to actually watch the product grow and evolve over those years into what I'm going to show you today. So let's get into it. So why is Prospect CRM so perfect for Unleashed customers? Well, like I said, there is the obvious. We're owned by the same company, which does mean our two development teams work really closely together to make sure the things that we're developing in both systems fit seamlessly together. But aside from that, actually the biggest reason is the product and how well that fits with the types of businesses such as yourself using Unleashed. And the focus of CRM is on real businesses and creating real profitable growth, and not just any businesses, as we only focus on wholesale, manufacturing and distribution businesses, so those that are selling physical products from stock, B2B. And as I mentioned, we do have lots of shared customers, us and Unleashed. And something I love to see is our customer success stories, of which we do have many. But just like Helen here, who is the CEO of Pure Medic Health, who are, of course, a Prospect CRM and Unleashed customer. And Helen has kindly done a whole video on the use of Prospect CRM and Unleashed, which you can actually watch, etc., over on our website. But just picking out a small section of what Helen said, she said the day that I had the call with someone from Prospect CRM was amazing. I could see all of my data immediately there, and thought this is life-changing. And today's webinar, the aim of it is to show you an insight into how we can achieve a similar result for you and your business. Now, I don't promise to change your life, but maybe let's see how we go and go from there. But there's lots of information that you can read and lots more customer success stories over at prospectsoft.com/unleashed. So how do we compare in the market? There are literally hundreds of CRMs out there, but most have not been built specifically for product-led businesses. In fact, most are actually aimed at businesses selling services. And I've got a couple here for a comparison today. Most of the commonly heard ones, and some that you may have heard of, or indeed are using or have used in the past, Salesforce, Pipedrive, and HubSpot. But actually, you can probably use any of the hundreds of CRMs that I mentioned for this comparison. So how do you know what CRM is right for your business in such a saturated market? There are lots of comparisons that you could make, such as the star ratings. But, honestly, today, any good software business should be achieving those 5-star reviews or close to it. So the real comparison actually comes in the users of each of these CRM solutions. And you can see here the reviews by industry for the likes of Salesforce, Pipedrive, and HubSpot are all service-led businesses, and none that actually sell physical products from stock. And actually, Prospect CRM is the only CRM designed specifically for those product-led businesses, which is clearly shown here when you break down the reviewers by industry. And these reviewers by industry are off of actual review websites where users themselves can actually say what industry they're in. So these are the likes of, food and beverage, packaging, lighting, construction, etc., which is why we have coined the phrase stock-aware CRM. And all of these physical product businesses that are seeing a large proportion B2B. Therefore, all of our features are designed with these businesses in mind, and the way we've built our CRM is completely different to those that you might have used or seen previously, like Salesforce, Pipedrive, etc., where the majority of the focus is to sell a service, but then obviously after selling that service, it's about delivering it, and not kind of looking at anything like repeat orders, etc. Or at least in the short term, they're not looking to kind of repeat orders to those customers. But for our customers, a real focus on the repeat customer orders, which is not just something that these other CRMs can handle. Um, well, they can't handle it in the right way, and typically means that you end up with a pretty expensive name, address, and note-taking system, which is obviously not what you want. But hopefully today I'll show you why these wholesale manufacturing and distribution businesses are choosing Prospect CRM. And as I mentioned, also show you why we are voted and have coined the phrase #1 stock aware CRM, a term that is unique to us, which you'll see throughout today's webinar and demo. You can also see on the screen that we've won a number of awards that we're actually really proud of, as these rewards are voted on by actual users, and also not actually terms that you would associate with CRM, such as most implementable, easier setup, loved by users, etc. Probably something that you know if you've used or implemented a CRM before. Typically CRMs tend to get a pretty bad rap for being hard to implement and hard to get users to actually adopt them. But the awards that you see here are just a product of the great market fit we have with the businesses that we work with. And users can really see the benefit of our solution and want to get stuck in and use the system as quickly as possible, which is obviously really great. And one of the things that we do differently is we implement a simple growth formula for wholesale manufacturing and distribution, specifically focused on wholesale manufacturing and distribution businesses. And that consists of two areas. Getting more customers, which is clearly a need for any successful business, regardless of the industry that you're in. Obviously growing your customer base is a really key aspect of any business. But then we have this second area, which is all about increasing customer lifetime value. And this is all about looking at customer retention, the repeat order segment that I've spoken about, looking at, cross-sell and upsell opportunities within that customer base, simply growing sales without actually having to get more customers. And these two areas together should then produce repeatable and profitable growth for wholesale manufacturing and distribution businesses. And if we break that down a little bit further and take a look at some of the segments in that. So for getting new customers, obviously the growth model for B2B product businesses is that all-important sales funnel, pretty traditional sales funnel that you're probably all aware of. But it's obviously looking at, attracting new business into the top of this funnel through marketing-led activities, sales activities, etc., and bringing them through your sales process and hopefully bringing them to close and placing their first order with you. But for product-led businesses, that's not the end of the story. You've then got this this segment of being able to onboard those customers, build a relationship with them and getting them into this repeat ordering cycle and getting them to come back to you time and time again, placing further orders, increasing the order value and just making sure that you are retaining those customers. They're not going to suppliers, because what you don't want is to be filling the top of this funnel with new opportunities, getting those new customers, but having this leaky bucket effect out the bottom where you're losing, existing customers that you've had. Those things don't then add up to profitable and repeatable growth. So we actually focus on all of these areas within the CRM, getting new business and also looking after the customers that you have and making sure, they are retained and you can start, growing sales through your existing customer base as well. And one of the things that we use quite heavily is our growth playbook. And if you were to go ahead with Prospect CRM, this is something that you would go through with our onboarding teams. But it's basically a simple map of how you can achieve success with Prospect CRM. And as you can see here, it does get broken down into those two segments of getting more customers and the higher customer lifetime value. So features to allow you to kind of attract new customers. How do I then sell to them? How do I then make sure we're getting the best close rate on those? And then going forward, looking at onboarding those customers, increasing average order values and order frequency across that customer base, and of course that all important customer retention. So as you can see, there's lots of things on here in each of those segments. I won't go through it all today, but you can see we've got these areas at the bottom which are low investment and early return on investment, so things that you can get stuck into quickly, even things that I'm going to show you today that are even in our free trial that you can make the most of. But then as you travel up through obviously the different segments here and get higher up the graph, and those things will require a bit more planning, a bit more configuration, but in the long run might get you bigger payback. So there's lots of areas on here that kind of allow you to focus where you might need to implement features to support different areas of your business. And we actually, so to make this a little bit easier to identify kind of where the focus should be, we actually provide a growth playbook scorecard, which you can access on prospectsoft.scoreapp.com. And actually, I would recommend going to fill this out, even regardless of whether you take Prospect CRM or not. This asks you a series of questions, and then at the end of that, provides you with a score on those different areas, and actually shows you kind of best practice advice for each area to improve those scores essentially. And as I said, the advice is irrespective of Prospect CRM, so it's worth giving it a go and see what you get, but probably just be brutally honest with your answers to get the most out of this. But definitely go and access it, take that kind of scorecard, see what answers you get. And as I said, irrespective of whether you take Prospect CRM or not, you do get best practice advice out of that. So really do recommend kind of giving that a go and seeing what you get. But obviously that then highlights to you where those areas of focus should be for your business. And one of the things that we mentioned quite a lot on that growth playbook is RFM analysis. And this is a reporting logic that we didn't write. Actually, it's a tool used widely by wholesale and distribution businesses. And if you Google RFM, you'll get lots of information about it. But essentially, this stands for recency, frequency, and monetary value. And we've built that logic into Prospect CRM. So with the integration that we have to Unleash and being able to understand your customer sales history from that integration, we can actually segment your customers based on how often they're ordering, the last time they ordered, how much they spend with you, and it will continuously recategorize based on those buying patterns changing. So some of the segments are things like, the champion customers, those that bought recently, buy often and spend the most, all the way down to at-risk customers, those that spent big money, purchase often, but haven't purchased for a long time. And we even have a new customer segment as well, which helps you kind of get your customers into that repeat ordering cycle, and they stay in that new customer segment until their third or fourth order. Just giving you some insight into the customers that need a bit of onboarding, early success building to get them into that repeat ordering cycle and becoming a loyal customer of you, and hopefully traveling up through these RFM segments. But a really key tool to understand your customer base, what actions you should be taking with them at any one point, and really honing in on that customer lifetime value segment that we've been talking about. So this is one of the kind of key reporting tools that we've built into Prospect CRM. And when we get into the demo, I'll show you how that kind of looks within there as well. But we do have lots of information, so I'll obviously briefly be able to talk about it today. But if you go to go.prospectsoft.com/RFM, we have webinars and lots more information about leveraging RFM to increase sales within your existing customer base. So just before we get into the demo, I'll obviously go through this in a lot more detail once we're in it, and you'll be able to see kind of the segments that are integrated, but just a quick top level view of the two-way integration that we have. So with that integration, it runs every 15 minutes as well, so it's always up-to-date information. But we pull through from Unleashed things like currencies, tax warehouse, all your customer, and supplier information, including contacts, which we keep in sync with both systems. We also pull through all your product and inventory information, such as stock availability, bill of materials and buildable quantities, and all that kind of good stuff about your products, as well as your customers, and also all the kind of historical sales orders, invoices, and credits for your customers and suppliers as well. And we bring that all through into Prospect CRM and into kind of one centralized sales interface. And with all that data, we analyze that, provide lots of actionable insights off the back of that, the ability to be able to quote to your customers and prospects and place new orders, and even off the back of quoting a prospect, instead of having to switch apps to go and create an account in there in Unleashed for a first-time ordering customer, you can also create new customers from within Prospect CRM, being able to set things like price tiers, salesperson, etc., all within Prospect CRM interface. And we also have an option as well to be able to create new products on the fly. So this is quite useful if you've got a supplier feed with lots and lots of products on, some that you've never sold before, some that you might never sell, and you don't want them kind of clogging up your Unleashed. You can actually quote those products and create them on the fly when you do sell them from within Prospect CRM as well. So lots of integration going on there, lots of data sharing. And as we get into the demonstration, you'll be able to see that in kind of real life. So let's, without further ado, let's jump into that. So on the screen now, you can see Prospect CRM, and we are currently on the account management dashboard, which is already pre-populated with data that we've imported from your Unleashed system. So getting you straight into the action, even in your free trial process, without you having to enter anything in. This is all populated from that integration that we have. So front and center, we've got the RFM analysis, which is what I mentioned during the PowerPoint presentation. So looking at clearly segmenting your customers into those different categorizations, giving you that right focus at the right time across your customer base. And I can head into one of these segments. So if I go into loyal customer, that provides me with a full list of all the customers that are sitting in that segment currently. You can also see their first order and their last order date as well, and their total order count. So some key information that we've got there from that integration with Unleashed. And there's lots of things that you can do with these reports as well. If I head to this little menu, you can see here we can add fields to this report to see further data. You can send it to Excel. You can even add it to campaign activities for marketing purposes. Or you can also do things like show on map as well. So lots of ways of being able to kind of use this data. And obviously you can build up calling lists with this as well. If we just head back to the account management dashboard, you can see here we've got an overview, so customer trends, which is a top level overview of how your customers are performing year on year, and kind of gives you a view on those that are declining spend year on year. And if I go into the see more section here, again, it shows me all of my customers. It shows me their spend in the last 365 days versus previous 365 days, and also provides me with that all-important difference. So I can really see those customers that are performing well, and probably more importantly, those that are reducing spend as well with us. We've also got some other key reports on here that kind of get built up as you start using the CRM more. So close rate, sales opportunity management. We've got a customer servicing after sales ticketing solution, which is shown here by problems, and a needs engagement report, which obviously just highlights to you customers that you haven't spoken to for a while. So these start getting populated the more you use the CRM, and provide further actionable insights and start coming to life a little bit more once you get into creating records and adding correspondence. And probably most notable here for wholesale and distribution businesses, specifically where those repeat orders are very important. They provide a lot of revenue. We have the missing alerts engine, which is called our AI growth engine. And you can see here that I've got 10 missing orders. And with that integration to Unleashed, because we understand all of your customer sales history, the system can automatically work out an average days between orders for each of your customers. And if I go into the see more section, that provides us with a full list of all the customers that should have ordered by now. I can see their days since last order, and also their average days between order as well. We've even got this kind of average order value for each of the customers as well. So it highlights to us how much revenue we're actually missing there. And you can see a total at the top here as well. So not only does this provide us with a calling list of who that we should be contacting and pretty quickly, but it also highlights to us where we might have early churn indicators within our customer base. So obviously that's really key information to understand about your customers and kind of reducing that leaky bucket effect I mentioned earlier. But from here, let's head into one of the customers. So I'm going to go to Brown's Group Coffee. And this is our company records. This is one of our customers. Over here to the right, I can see an at-a-glance section, which is a top-level overview of my customer. I can see exactly what their RFM segment is, their last order date, and you can also see at the top here, it highlights to me that they should have ordered by now as well. We've got their spend in the last 365 days and financial year-to-date spend as well. So really top-level key information about this customer as soon as we open that record. If I jump into one of these tiles, that will take me through to a line-by-line transactional history for Brown's Coffee Group, or Group Coffee even. So I can see exactly all the items they've ever purchased from me, how many of those have been ordered, delivered, invoiced, the price they paid, and so on, all the way through to being able to actually see the Unleashed sales order number, invoice number, transaction date, and also a nice little link there into Unleashed to actually go and open that invoice record if required as well. So as I said, quite nice line-by-line transactional history. You can see all of that information for your customers, but that also then means we can provide these actionable insight reports, which you'll be able to see on the sales analysis section for each of your customers. So here we're getting more in-depth view of using that sales transactional data of that customer. So some kind of key stats at the top here, such as their order frequency. But here we've got their invoice value by month and their order value by month as well. And if I go into the see more section, that just gives us a line-by-line view of the spend by month and by year also for this customer. And not only do we kind of look at the sales analysis in terms of, just what they're spending, but we also break that down by product as well. So you can see here that the top product for Brown's Group Coffee is the chili jam. And you can see in this interactable graph, I can see the different percentages of each product, their top products with us by value and by order frequency. And if I go into the see more section, again, I get a full list of all the products this customer's ever purchased from me, how many times they've purchased it, and also the value of those orders as well. So I get a real view here of exactly what this customer's buying and also maybe what they're not buying as well. But there's other reports that I'll show you later that support that. Sorry, excuse me. If I head into one of the products, let's go to the chili jam one at the top there, the most popular products. Not only do we pull through all the customer information through from Unleashed, we're also pulling through all the product information as well. And that also includes product images. So if you have those stored in Unleashed, we pull those through to the CRM and we can add those onto quotation documents that you send out to your customers and to prospects as well. And to also support that, we also have an images and file section, so you can add multiple images and also attach things like specification, ingredients, drawings, etc. of the products and store those all in Prospect CRM as well. But probably most importantly, we pull through all of the kind of key product information, such as list price, cost price, stock availability. If you're managing bill of materials in Unleashed as well, we also show the buildable quantity based on the kind of sub-products and the total available across all of those as well. You'll also see we've got this next available. So not only do we pull through the kind of current stock information, we also pull through all the purchase information as well, the supplier, and also the next available date. So all really key information when you're maybe quoting customers, telling them when lead times will be, and also obviously adhering to any special pricing that you've got set up. So we pull through the list price and cost price, but also we pull through all of the price tiers, etc., from Unleashed as well. So you're actually able to offer the customer and quote them for their price tier that you've set up against their account in Unleashed. So now you can start seeing now all this customer and product data, where that stock aware phrase is coming in and how we kind of bring all this together into actionable insights to manage your existing customers through that data sharing that we have. And whilst that is really key, obviously, for growing sales and for looking after existing customers, we also do offer a wealth of other, tools and features that help with that as well. So just going to this create button at the top here, you can see we can store and manage companies and contacts. So obviously we pull through all your existing customers from Unleashed, but we also manage prospects. So you can create, an unlimited number of prospects in here. And we even have a data import tool to allow you to do that on bulk as well. We also have reports builder. So obviously there's lots of reports that I'm showing you today, but we do also have the ability for you to create your own reports and analyze the data in specific ways to your business as well. We have a full sales opportunity and off the back of that sales pipeline and forecast management and reports within Prospect CRM. I'll touch on that a little bit later on as well. As I mentioned, we also have that after sales ticketing solution where you're able to manage, customer complaints. We all have them, unfortunately, but also being able to manage things like, maybe a warranty or service section that you have for your business too. We also have the quotes and orders section, which I'll come on to, full document management, so you can create standard template documents, but also store and manage, things like emails and key correspondence from your customers. And to support that top funnel sales, getting more customers feature that we spoke about earlier, and that kind of segment, we have lots of stuff to manage that as well. So things like being able to log and manage inquiries, even being able to create a form within Prospect CRM, apply that to your current website and capture those new inquiries that are coming from your website as well, automatically creates them in the CRM. And we also have campaign managers, so being able to manage that top level, top funnel, attracting new customers through email marketing campaigns and calling lists, And we also have integration to third-party marketing tools such as MailChimp and Klaviyo. So lots and lots of, key CRM features that you would expect as well. I'm just kind of highlighting the integrated features today. So there's lots more that we obviously won't get to cover off too much today. But let's head back to the customer that we were on. So Brown's Group Coffee. And I'm going to show you now how you can create a quote and order within the CRM. So I'm going to head to one of the contacts that works at Brown's Group Coffee. And here we've got John Britt now. So not only can we store the company information, also we can start storing contact information, email addresses, GDPR, being able to kind of manage whether they receive email marketing or calls from you, etc. But all the key information that you would expect to see on a contact, you can see here. And we've even got Google Maps integration as well. So if I clicked on the address, it will take me to Google Maps and pinpoint that location. So really handy if you're out on the road visiting customers. I use this quite a lot, and Prospect CRM is actually available on any device, anywhere, at any time as well. But this is where we can start communicating with our customers. We've got an email section here as well. And we also start seeing, this is where we can add in the activity, all the conversations with our customers. And we can even start setting tasks and reminders for ourselves and for other users of the CRM. But in the activity feed, I can see all the previous conversations, emails sent, orders placed by John at Brown's Group Coffee. So let's go and do an order for John. I'm going to go and press the little plus button at the top here, and I'm going to, just for the demo purpose today, I'm actually going to create a quote first to show you how we can send those out. But as Brown's Group Coffee is a existing customer, it will automatically pull through all things like the currency, all of the price band information, tax codes, etc., all from your Unleashed system. And if I go through to create that quotation, because they're an existing customer, the first thing it will do is offer me their most frequently ordered items, and that's based off their sales history. So you can see here in this drop down, I've got all the items they often buy from us. It also provides us the price to them, and also if I've got that in stock or not and how many. So again, really quick way of being able to manage those repeat orders where customers are buying the same products time and time again and maybe just changing the quantity, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the chili jam to that quotation. I'm just going to change the quantity on that. You've also got the ability to obviously add line discounts, change the price, etc. on here as well. And if I click out the little pencil mark, it also provides us with some key financial information, things like cost price and margin percentage. So I can really start doing profit reporting from the CRM too. We can also set minimum margin value. So, you don't want to sell your products lower than the cost price and you want to actually make money on them. So we can set those kind of thresholds there as well. But also some key information here of the stock broken down by warehouse if you have multiple warehouses. And I can also see the total available currently and also the last time that John bought this product and how much he paid for it. I can also do a product search. So whilst we've got that kind of handy drop down, I can also search by product code or by description in the line there, and I can go and add further products from that drop down. You also see here we've got this pop-up feature which allows us to also link products together and have a feature called upsell, which we can prompt users at the point of so salespeople at the point of quoting or ordering to kind of offer recommended products, upgraded products, or indeed we can actually set up must-sell products as well. So again, just a kind of really nice feature to make sure that all products are being ordered if they're kind of in assembly, or indeed kind of getting that average order value up with recommended and upgraded products. I've also got a full product search. If I go to add products there, in this option, we've got the recently purchased report. So this will show me a full sales history from Brown's Group Coffee. They probably order the same products time and time again. So on this recently purchased report, I can actually just go down and I can just go and add the quantities of what they want to order this particular repeat stock order. And I can add those in the background. We've also got a full product search. So if I just go to that drop down and click search products, I can also use your Unleashed product categories to restrict these kind of search results. But I can search for any product in here, and I can use what we call the multi-line order entry again to do a really quick order of all the jam products that Brown's Group Coffee would like to order today. And if I add and close that, you can see in the background there, it's all been added to my quotation. which I can then send out to John Brittner. So whilst he wants to place a repeat stock order, he might have to go and get a purchase order reference and go and get that signed off by somebody at his end. So from here, I can actually go and send out an email to John with the PDF attachment of this quotation on. It's also worth mentioning that we can create all types of standard documents within Word as well. So being able to, do full proposal documents using your colours, branding, etc. We can build those templates up, and you can have multiple kind of quote templates in here as well. But I'm just going to go to John Brittner's email address and open up the email editor within Prospect CRM. We've got some predefined templates in here that I created earlier, obviously. I'm going to select the email cover for PDF quote. And you can see just by clicking on that, it's attached that email, that quotation as a PDF for me in a predefined template that I've created earlier. It's also put some information here about John and some standard text in my template. And I've got the approve and decline buttons, which allows me to send this quote to John. Also then, instead of having to kind of do that manumatic order processing stage, I can actually get John to approve or decline this quotation himself and confirm that order. Obviously, there's email notifications to the salesperson off the back of these buttons as well. So being able to let the salesperson know whether it has gone through as an order or whether it's been declined, etc. This email editor in the CRM allows us to do quite cool things with templates and email tracking. So when this email sent, you'll also be able to see when it's been delivered and if John's opened it, how many times, etc. So whilst the email editor is in the CRM, so we can do those cool things, we can set this up to your normal Outlook Gmail account with your signatures and your domain, etc. And obviously, all this kind of templates get stored. Once you sent it to John, it will automatically get stored in the CRM as well. We do have an option to actually, if you send an email or receive a reply into your Outlook or Gmail, there is a save to CRM option as well. So just making sure you can keep all those key correspondence together. So I've sent that quotation out to John, and hopefully he'll come back to me. Obviously, I can set myself a bit of a task here as well. So if I go to the details screen of this quotation, you can see we've got an activity feed here specifically for this quote for John. And I can see that quotation document that I've just sent out. But what I can do is actually set myself a task to remind me to call John in a day or two if he hasn't placed this order. And you can also see we've got some other key information here as well. We can start doing pipelines and statuses and workflows, and also being able to manage kind of the salesperson's gut feeling of how likely they think that quote is to come in, which all then lends itself to sales forecast reporting that we have off the back of quotations and sales opportunity records within the CRM. But as I mentioned, hopefully John comes back to us. He wants to go ahead. We can take his purchase order reference. I can set all the delivery information up. You can set your delivery method from Unleashed here as well. We can even do delivery charges within the CRM. And obviously you can set the delivery address on here as well. We automatically take the company address, but fully, able to change that as you need to. So once I've taken the purchase order reference, the thing I can then do is actually go and confirm this order directly through to Unleashed. And this isn't actually confirmed. This isn't actually, I'll put it into the one status, but you'll see that you've got the confirm order button here, which allows you to actually then confirm that through to Unleashed without having to rekey this quotation in Unleashed. Clicking that confirm order button will simply confirm that through to Unleashed as a sales order reference, putting it through in the selected accounts order status there as well. And I can then go and pick that up and process that with my normal picking, shipping and invoicing process that Unleashed then takes over, and so on. If this customer is a prospect, at the point of being able to click confirm order, it will prompt you to actually go and create that account in Unleashed. So again, without having to switch applications, we can create new customers in Unleashed, setting their price tiers, their Unleashed salesperson, their kind of payment terms, etc., all from within the CRM. Not only can we do all of that kind of good quoting stuff, there's lots of reporting that comes off the back of that as well. So if I just head back to the account management dashboard, not only do we have the account management dashboard that I showed you earlier, but we've got this little drop down here, which provides us lots more dashboard reporting, depending on the types of user you are. So we've got this sales rep and sales pipeline, sales manager dashboard, which is all about looking at sales opportunity management and those quotes that we're creating in the CRM. So just making sure that you've got a real focus there on what order value you've taken in this month versus target. but also making sure that you're getting the best conversion rate on those quotes and sales opportunities that you're managing. So as a salesperson, I can come in and I can see all the opportunities I'm managing. We can manage different pipelines as well, and we can see exactly where you've got, what your current pipeline is, where your road to number is, push to close, etc. So lots of information here about the opportunities that you're working on within the customer base as a salesperson. You can also view that in different ways as well. So we've got the sales pipeline, which is a Kanban view, and I can go in here, I can see all the opportunities and quotes that I have open within my customer or prospect base, and I can look at these and start managing them. I can see what stage they're at, so you can do full pipeline and status workflow management on quotes and sales opportunities. And I can start dragging these around and, making calls and qualifying those and getting them into the next process of stage of the sales process. So you can see here as well, all the kind of different pipeline values that we've got. So really good reporting tools on sales pipeline, sales forecasting, etc. And we've got those, whilst we've got the dashboard reports, if I head to the navigation menu and go to the sales section here, we've also got a wealth of reports within the sales section. And these are all our standard reports, but you can, with our report builder, amend them as well, or indeed create your own reports in these sections that you have. But we've got some standard reports in here, such as customers who bought X and not Y, customers who've not bought X. And if I just go to the second page, we've also got predicted churn alerts and lots of other sales supporting reports in here as well, sales pipeline reports and so on. And just to finish the demonstration today, if we head to the dashboard report again, the drop down, we've also got the Magic Matrix reporting tool. Now, again, not a reporting logic that we wrote at all. It's actually a Harvard Business School idea. And what it does here is it highlights you to where you've got cross-sell opportunities within your existing customer base. So having a focus on growing your sales without having to go and get more customers. So essentially what this does is it takes your Unleashed product categories, as you can see down the side here, and it shows you where you've got customers that are not ordering from that product group. So here on the finished jam product, you can see it's my most popular item. I've got 21 customers that buy that product, but I've got 4 that aren't even aware of it at all. And actually, so as I said, you take your Unleashed categories, but you can configure your categories within Prospect CRM specifically for Magic Matrix reporting if you want to as well. But this is kind of the dashboard area, which kind of gives us that high top level overview. But if I go to the Open Magic Matrix button here, you can see this in a much more broken down grid form. So you can see all your customers down the side, all your product categories at the top, and we show 10 at a time, and you can actually choose which product categories you can view. But in the middle, we've then got clear color coding shown in green where customers are buying products, and in red where then they have never purchased from that product category. So again, this is all driven by the sales history information that we're importing from Unleashed. So really being able to kind of hone in on that data and provide, lots of sales insights off the back of that. You can also then start building up awareness. So we have this build awareness tool that helps you build out calling lists or marketing campaigns specifically on different categories, product categories. And if you add a customer to a campaign, it will automatically change the little dot there to orange. So you can start seeing where you're building up that awareness. And off the back of that, you can then obviously create a sales opportunity to manage that sales process further. And, having the opportunity to then, send brochures or go and do a site visit or send a sample of that product and kind of manage that and get the customer to actually then purchase that product for the first time. In which case, obviously, that little dot will turn to green. And obviously, the aim is make this more green than red. But basically, it allows you to kind of hone in on your existing customers with products that you already have and increase those sales. We have lots of information about Magic Matrix and how you can leverage this to increase sales and grow revenue. There's lots of information down here on the side, but we have webinars available on this and so on, just to really allow you to kind of focus in, because obviously we haven't got much time today to get into the real detail of these reports and how they can increase sales and grow your business. So obviously there is a lot of information in Prospect CRM that I've shown today, but obviously only just really scratched the surface there on features that are available, what that means for your business and how we can kind of leverage those sales insights. So next steps, obviously we do have the ability for you to take your own free trial, and you can do that by going to prospectsoft.com. There's a free trial action button on there, which allows you to kind of set up that free trial for yourself and integrate it to your Unleashed. Equally, you can head to your Unleashed, go to the integration store, and if you click on that take free trial button, click on Prospect CRM, obviously, take free trial, that button will actually then automatically set up the trial and the integration using API keys to your Unleashed as well. So really being able to kind of see what I've shown you today with your real life data. So yeah, 14-day free trial, take advantage of it, you know, no obligation. You can just go and see what the data looks like in those reports, even see what customers you've got missing orders if you want to, and use that information in those 14 days. But what we can actually do is provide you a more one-to-one kind of demonstration with your data, if you want to, just kind of getting into the bits that are more important to you at this time. Maybe you want to kind of look at the customer service and after sales ticketing solution in a bit more detail and so on. But yes, go and take a trial, get that integrated, see all of the stuff that I've shown you today with your data. And actually, we've got an offer for Unleashed customers at the moment as well, which is 3 months half price. So if you take a trial by the 19th of April, and then obviously if you like CRM, see your data, hopefully you do, definitely worth having a look. Subscribe within your 14-day free trial, you do get 3 months half price. All our pricing is available on prospectsoft.com/pricing. Obviously, you won't see this offer on there because it is only available to Unleashed customers that actually join the webinar today. So that is something that we will add on for you if you do take the free trial. So we've got some time left for some Q&As. If there's any questions, I'll give you some time just to drop them in the Q&A section there, and we can go through and answer those. There's a couple that have been dropped in as we've gone through, so thank you for that. I'll just give you a couple of minutes just to get those in, and then we'll take a look at some of those questions. Obviously, if we don't have time to answer all of them today, we'll come back, we'll take that offline for you, and we'll answer those questions. So let's just jump into some of them now. We have a service side to the business for warranty repairs. Can this be managed in Prospect CRM? Yes, indeed. Yeah. So I did mention that kind of customer service after sales ticketing solution that can be used for kind of a multitude of different things. Obviously, it might be just, you know, sales or inquiries by your customers. It might be to do with, you know, invoice to debt chasing, etc. So it can wear a lot of hats. But the one thing it can do is enable you to kind of manage any warranty repairs, servicing kind of section of your business. Obviously, it's not the biggest thing for our customers, but this tool should be sufficient enough to kind of allow you to manage the section of your business that is service-led. So you're able to actually then, you know, log customer warranty repairs. We've even got equipment registers that support that, as well as contract module as well. So lots and lots of support there for after sales customer tickets and warranty repairs, etc. We can take that through with you. There's videos on that, but if you want to kind of speak about that in a bit more detail, get into showing you that solution a bit more, you know, a bit more detail, take the trial. We can get you on that demonstration and actually hone in on some of those more specific things for your business. What is the pricing structure for Prospect CRM? Yes, good question. Probably should mention that. As I said, it is fully available on our website. But if you head to prospectsoft.com/pricing, you'll see the different subscription levels we have there. Everything I've shown today is in a professional subscription. Actually, I'm going to show you it. Let's might as well just go to show you. 1 second, and let's actually open up the pricing page. Here we go. Let's just change the currency. I'm going to do Australian dollars. Sorry if you're in New Zealand, but you can change that there as well. But you can see here, we've got our different pricing structures and subscriptions. Professional CRM is everything that I've shown you today in the demonstration, and obviously lots more. The starting price is 603 Australian dollars. That includes 4 users already, but you can actually add additional users onto that as you require, and they're charged at £110 additional each month as well. But you can use a little scaler and see obviously how many users you've got and what the price would be for you guys. It does break down exactly what's included in each subscription module down the bottom here as well, and Also, there's that action button there I was mentioning about taking the free trial as well. So fully accessible pricing, but just bear in mind that obviously the 3 months half price isn't going to be shown on here for you guys. But have a conversation with us and we'll obviously add that on for you. Let's go with one more question, and then any others that I'll take offline and come back to you, obviously. Actually, let's end with a really great question, because obviously pretty keen. How do I get started with Prospect CRM? Yeah, great question, obviously. So firstly, take that free trial. We can then do kind of one-to-one demo with you if you wanted to, or we can answer some more specific questions that you have around your data and so on. But essentially after that, if you're happy, you want to proceed with Prospect CRM, which I definitely hope you are, of course, then we then kind of you subscribe to Prospect CRM. There's a subscription section within the trial. You just put in your details. We don't take card payment through that portal, and that all happens afterwards. But that then makes your free trial essentially live. You then get passed on to an onboarding consultant. So actually, with Prospect CRM, I mentioned earlier, CRMs get a pretty bad rap for implementation and so on. So we actually include onboarding free of charge, standard onboardings. That includes things like training, configuration assistance, and one-off data import of contacts or some other data that you need to get into Prospect CRM. But we do understand the real importance of onboarding for the success of our customers. And obviously, if you're successful, we're successful. We do also have lots of other onboarding options available, lots of kind of added service packages that you might want if you want, multiple data imports or more training that are chargeable. But we do offer standard onboarding included, because it is so important to our customers getting that return on investment and getting success early on. But yes, after that, obviously pretty simple getting started with Prospect CRM. Get on a free trial initially first, and let's go from there. And yeah, look forward to kind of taking you through this in a bit more detail. So I think that brings us to the end of the presentation. There was a couple more questions I obviously haven't had a chance to answer.